Good evening. May I ask those who are still standing to have a seat after you grab your refreshments? We are going to begin with an opening song. That was just the warm-up from the Piscataway Conoy drum. Thank you very much. Did you all feel that? That was really, really special. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the opening ceremony of Piscataway Connections exhibit. We are thrilled to be able to offer you what we believe will be a wonderful week-long opportunity to celebrate, to learn more about the Piscataway tribe and what they have to offer us in terms of the arts, crafts, a rich history of cultural preserve that we've been able to get on loan from our partners. I'll share a little bit more with you about that later. My name is Makiba Clay, and I am the Associate Vice President for Institutional Equity and Diversity at the college. And we are partnering tonight with a number of our friends in the region to put together this program, who've worked hard to put this program together for all of us. And I would like to acknowledge them because they have been working on this program, believe it or not, since the early part of the summer. A special thanks to the Accokeek Foundation at Piscataway Park, who provided the travel exhibit, which you'll be able to see when it opens at 7:30 p.m. this evening. The Piscataway Conoy tribe, who also provided artifacts, performances for this evening. They gave us connections to a number of our special guests that will be speaking over the course of the next few days during the lectures. And they've also been able to provide other materials, guest speakers, folks who've provided some of the exhibit materials in the back, and specialists. We have the Charles County Board of Education to thank for their administrative and also their financial support for some of the materials that were printed. And Dr. Julia King, some of you may be familiar with her work. She is a local archaeologist and professor at St. Mary's College of Southern Maryland. She'll actually be presenting this week about some of her archaeological finds right here in Southern Maryland. Very special. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Mary Canizales, coach. Will you please come forward, because she is and has been just a fabulous, fabulous resource who worked tirelessly to bring all of these partners together. She is my right-hand person, deputy extraordinaire, and we're so pleased that you've been able to work on this with such passion and dedication. She worked alongside with Mario. Are you here, Mario? Yes. Mario, who is part of the Piscataway Conoy tribe, Mr. Harley, thank you. And also Ms. Tamika Johnson, who's here representing the Charles County Board of Education. Again, thank each and every one of you, all of our partners. Thank you, the participants who make our programs come alive. You're the reason why we do what we do here. Now I'd like to introduce someone who probably needs very little introduction for most of you. He is Dr. Bradley Gottfried, my boss, and the president of CSM. Brad, will you please join me for opening remarks?
Well, this is what community colleges are all about, bringing people together to understand each other and really to be enriched by all of us. I do have a few remarks. I'm new to Southern Maryland, but this is my home. I've been here now for 9 years. And one thing that I realize about Southern Maryland, something that I really appreciate, is its rich history. Every area has a history, but it's especially rich here in Southern Maryland. And the Piscataway tribe has, as I've learned, called Southern Maryland home for many, many, many generations, long before Europeans ever set foot on these soils. From what I've read, and what most of you already know, is that the Piscataway tribe were peaceful. They loved the land, they valued cooperation, they took good care of the land. And their lives rapidly and dramatically changed when tribes from the north, more aggressive tribes, came down to Southern Maryland, as well as the arrival of the English in the 1600s. Disease and warfare decimated the population, and unfortunately many from the tribe left Southern Maryland. And what's so important to me as an educator and a part of this community is that so many men, women, children of the Piscataway tribe have returned and are now an important fabric of our society. And what's really important to me as an educator is that we have so much diversity in Southern Maryland, but this is a group of individuals and a very, very important part of our society who is so willing and open to sharing their culture, their history, their lives with us. I feel very strongly as an individual that the best communities, the only kind of place that I would like to live is a diverse community where we share, where we value, where we embrace each other. And this doesn't happen in every community. And I'm hoping that in this community, as we continue to diversify, we will continue to embrace and make this a very, very healthy environment. And I want to thank the Piscataway tribe for their openness. And this evening and this week is really exciting to me because we're going to learn so much about a valued part of our community. And as Makiba said, there's so many, these kinds of programs do not happen without a lot of effort. And I want to thank our Diversity Institute, and you'll be hearing more about it in the future, our Office of Institutional Equity and Diversity for the part they played, and especially Makiba Clay, who is the heart and soul of the office and the Diversity Institute. I also want to thank the partners, as you heard, the Accokeek Foundation, as well as the Charles County Public Schools. How many of you have heard Dr. Julia King speak? Okay, well, hopefully you're going to be coming back. She's going to be here, what, on Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday? Thursday. Wonderful discoveries about the Piscataway tribe, about Zakiah Fort, and she's such an asset to our community. So this is an evening where we can enjoy each other. We can learn so much about a valued part of our community. And I want to thank all of you for being part of this very, very special event. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Godfrey, for those lovely remarks. And now I'd like to provide an opportunity for brief reflections from a few of our sponsors. I will state their names in the order that they will present, just brief comments. We have Mrs. Mervyn Savoy, the Tribal Councilwoman of the Piscataway Conoy Tribe, first. Second, we'll have Lisa Hayes, President and CEO of the Accokeek Foundation at Piscataway Park. And then last but not least, Mr. Marvin Jones, who's the Executive Director of the School Administration, Charles County Public Schools.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome you, as we did Leonard Calvert when his company of stragglers came in from Europe who had been stranded at sea for 90 days. Came to our shores, we welcomed them, we housed them, we fed them, and we gave them our traditional medicines so that they might survive the winter. Welcome. One thing I would like to correct. Our territory extended from what is now Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to Northern Neck, Virginia. Washington, D.C. was one of our last reservations, as we were put there by the colonial government. So it's not just the Tri-County area, it's the entire western shore of Maryland that is our homeland. We had over 47 villages, many of them seats of government that are not known by the general population, but is known by our people, as that's how we were taught as children by our grandparents and great-grandparents. What we have done in the last 40 years, not just this year, 40 years of bringing our tradition, our history, and our culture to Maryland, to let them know that we are not extinct, we have never been an extinct tribe, and we are quite valuable and viable in our communities no matter where we live. Our young men, tomorrow we celebrate Veterans Day. And to let you know, as non-citizens of our own country, more than 40,000 Native Americans volunteered for the First World War. And when they were killed in action, their bodies were not allowed to be brought back to the United States for burial, as they were considered non-American citizens. Our people did not receive citizenship until 1924. Even then, you had to pass certain rules and regulations of the federal government. In fact, many of you don't know it, it was not until 1985 that some tribes were allowed to vote for a governor in their state or their senator. They could only vote for the President of the United States, We were not allowed those things. We're still considered non-naturalized citizens in our own country. So bringing more of our traditions, our history, and our culture to you is something that we have tried to do for hundreds of years. Welcome to our homeland.
Not everybody gets to be born in the land that owns them. Sometimes you end up there. You're really blessed if you end up in a place and realize, this is my place. This is not where I was born, but it is my homeland. Then you become responsible for it, and it becomes responsible for you, and then you understand. My relationship with Southern Maryland began 7 years ago when I arrived in Piscataway Park for a job interview at the Accokeek Foundation. After driving for nearly an hour from Bowie, I came to the last stretch of road. I saw a sign that said, "No outlet," and then a sign that said Piscataway Park, 3 miles. And I thought, there is no way I am taking a job all the way out here. But I fell under the spell of a remarkable place on the Potomac River, preserved because of its value as George Washington's view. The landscape is significant because of its identity as part of the traditional homeland of the Piscataway people. My journey with the story of the Piscataway people began in 2008 when the Accokeek Foundation hosted a colloquium that included presentations by scholars of Indigenous history of the Chesapeake and representatives from the 3 bands of the Piscataway. From that gathering, we developed posters and brochures, which I'm happy to say are now partially obsolete because now the Piscataway are recognized by the state of Maryland. And by the way, we have posters and brochures available for you if you wish to take them with you. But this rich culture deserves so much more. Through a grant from the Maryland Traditions Program of the Maryland State Arts Council, the Accokeek Foundation was able to do an oral history project with members of the Piscataway community, some of whom are here tonight, including Mervyn Savoy. The interviews were so wonderfully rich that we decided to create a traveling exhibit so that these stories could be shared with a wider public, you. Working with the Piscataway community and helping to tell this important story has been one of the highlights of my job at the Accokeek Foundation. I am deeply honored to be a part of this ceremony tonight and thank the Piscataway Conoy tribe, the Charles County Public Schools, and the College of Southern Maryland for putting this program together and for including our Piscataway Connections to the Land exhibit as a part of it. Not everybody gets to be born in the land that owns them. Sometimes you end up there. Thank you.
Well, good evening. I have to tell you that Ms. Johnson told me a lot about this program this evening, and she didn't do it justice. This, coming from my perspective, the school system, where we are all about teaching and learning, truly, up to this point, has been a learning experience for me, much greater than what I had expected. I just have to tell you that. Ms. Savoy, I love your passion for your people and your land. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. That's worth my money coming here tonight. But on behalf of Dr. Kimberly Hill, Superintendent of Charles County Public Schools, where again we are all about teaching and learning, just want to put that plug out there, I bring you greetings and sentiments of gratitude in advance. As a school system, we are honored and consider it a privilege to participate, to partner with you all in this great endeavor for the purpose of bringing about more awareness to the rich history of Native Americans in our country. Too often, we take for granted the existence of the deep roots of such a treasured source of healthy diversity in our community, in our own backyard even, the Piscataway Conoy tribe, for example. And so when opportunities like this arise, wherein we are able to recognize and contribute in some significant way to Native American Heritage Month, there is no hesitation expressed. And what better way to pay homage than to support the exposition of the Piscataway Connections here at CSM and to host a second exhibit at our central office building. While there, the display will serve as a cultural gallery of sorts made available to students, teachers, and families to visit and to learn more about. Again, Charles County Public Schools is all about teaching and learning. So thank you all. Thank you to all of you for partnering with us here at CSM, the Accokeek Foundation, the members of the Piscataway Conoy tribe, and to those behind the scenes for all that you've done to put this together, as well as everyone present for being a part of such an important cause. Charles County Public Schools looks forward to partnering and growing and promoting the recognition and celebration of the Piscataway Connections. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for your comments. I would like to also recognize Ava Morton. If you could please stand, from the Diversity Institute. She was also very instrumental. And our intern extraordinaire, Emily Chapman. She's very shy, but please stand up. She helped out quite a bit, and she's a student here at CSM who we are so delighted to have in our office, working just as tirelessly as the rest of our staff. So thank you. And now the moment that you've all really been waiting for, which is to hear more from the drum circle over here, who are just really, really making me excited about all that they're giving this evening in terms of performance. They will dance and also drum during this next 20 minutes or so, after which we will join the exhibit and fellowship. Okay?
Greetings, everyone. So everyone has been here acknowledging who they are, giving thanks to everyone who did hard work. And so I would like to officially welcome you to our homelands. Traditionally, when those came to our homelands and as they come into our villages, before they were allowed to enter, there was a proceeding done. The proceeding was known as the welcome dance, that you are allowed and we will accept you to enter without any ill feelings or thoughts. So, as we start here, the two gentlemen that are standing in front of you will do that process, if I can keep them focused. Maybe I'm talking too long, but they will be performing the welcome dance to officially welcome you. Thank you very much. So now that's all over with. Our next song and dance there is going to be a round dance. The round dance, the significance of it is to form a circle and to also show unity. We will have our dancers come out there to start off the proceedings there to let everybody at least get an eye of what we're doing. And halfway through, we will ask, request, maybe even come and get you. For those who are a little shy, to be able to participate, to show that inside this room, we are unified. We're all here for the single purpose, to give honor and respect, to celebrate this month, which we celebrate not just November. Okay, so, but for this proceedings there, we will like to be able to do a round dance, and then I guess I could step up to give the signal there for everybody to come on out there and participate. We may have to do 2 circles there, so we'll just have to wait and see there. I see my tribal chair sitting over here and everything, and she's like looking at me, said, "Francis, please don't come and get me there." But that's okay there. Mervyn has did her well share of being in the circle there, just as there's a couple of other elders in here that I'm looking at that has been in there as well there. So I may just go ahead and just pardon them for just tonight, okay? But I hope they don't think that this is going to be something that they're going to be, given for eternity, okay? So we'll start that off. Thank you very much. Well, everybody, it's your turn to join. Don't be shy. We're all together, holding hands. Come on into the circle. Enjoy yourself. Looks like the circle's getting a little large. Let's go ahead and start another circle. There you go. You guys look like professionals. You must have done this before.
What a beautiful, beautiful dance, an opportunity to be united among us. This has been a wonderful beginning to what we believe will be an entire week of education, engagement, learning, all around the contributions of the Piscataway Conoy tribe. Please get some refreshments and then join us over in the Beshi Oil Room, which is room 124. That's where the exhibit will open shortly. So spend the next few minutes fellowshipping, getting your refreshments, and then head through those doors to my left and head over to the exhibit. Over in the hall, you will also find more information about the other programs that are taking place over the course of this week. In the back of the room that we're in now, you'll learn more about the Diversity Institute, which is one of the partners who is hosting this at CSM. So at this time, we are concluding the program. I guess we'll have a final, is that correct? A final grand finale from the drum circle. And let's just thank them with another round of applause before we close. Come back throughout the week, bring your friends, bring your children and your family. Thank you.
Thank you for participating, and it appears for me, just looking out here in the audience there, that it's been a great turnout. So in recognizing that great turnout there, we would like to go ahead and finish up our finale with a victory song, acknowledging this wonderful turnout there that we've had here tonight there. And I'm so glad that this is even though this is the first time, I do believe that this is going to be something there that we can look forward to in the future there. So thank you very much again.